Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of How to Make Visual Novels with Dagger. It's been quite a while since I made one of these videos. A lot of personal things popped up, but things are getting back on track now so I can start putting out more videos. So let's just jump right into this. Now, last time we talked about how to set up buttons and dialogue options to advance your story and to give it more replay value. Also, just as a refresher, that adding choices to a visual novel not only gives you more replay value out of your game, but having different types of choices can completely change how the story progresses. So, for example, choice A can go one way, choice B can go another way, and choice C, and so on. But the thing is that you want to make sure these choices actually change the story's narrative path. You don't just want to add choices to be fancy. Because I've seen a lot of visual novel games, or even just different types of role-playing games that give you the illusion of choices, and it only changes how the scene goes. It doesn't really impact the overall outcome of the story, which is kind of lame, and we don't want to be lame. We want to be cool. We want to do this right. So don't add choices to be fancy. You want to add choices so you'll give your readers and players different experiences that makes them want to come back and play through the game multiple times to see, oh man, I wonder what'll happen if I do this, or I wonder what'll happen if I go here, or I wonder what'll happen if I have this kind of interaction with this character, and maybe I'll do this and do that. You see, there's just a lot of variables. That's why people keep coming back to these games, so they can see what all those variables are. Now, last time I showed you how to implement the buttons of how to make your choices and how it'll advance, but I didn't show you examples of how it could change. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to set up different types of chapters that these choices will lead into. And then depending on that choice, it'll lead to, as you can figure out, this particular chapter where the story will unfold this way. So let's just add in those chapters right now. Yep, I still got it. I still know how to right click and add things. So that's good. That's good. That's real good. Okay, now go to our action window. Make sure we add our dialogue buttons. We choose the style. We write our action or dialogue option for the decision-making scene. And now, the most important thing. We need to set what clicking on the button will do. We can have it advance to the next page, jump to a page, etc. So what we're going to do is, to keep it simple, we're going to jump to a page. So let's say for option 1, we'll have the page jump to this chapter. We'll have this decision. We'll have this page jump to another chapter. We'll have this one jump to the next. And we'll have this one jump to the next. And we'll have this one jump to the next. But the most important thing is you got to label everything. Otherwise, you're going to get really confused. And I mean really confused. That's the other thing, is that when you're going to have a story with lots of different branching choices and decisions, you need to write yourself a little outline, Write yourself some story treatment so you can keep track of everything that you're doing. Okay, now as you may have noticed, we have a bunch of lovely ladies here, and we're going to decide which one we're going to pursue in a romantic relationship. Now, this should sound familiar if you played a run-of-the-mill visual novel on Steam, or if you played the Persona games where you're given the option to pursue a lady to romance. So this should look pretty familiar. So which one do we want to go with? Let's see here. How about we just start with on? So if we were to choose on, we might go down a certain path, which may or may not involve some things like this. Okay, now that could happen when you're dating on. So let's see what would happen if you were to choose Makoto. Okay. Now, same thing with Haru. What do you think will happen if you pick her? Okay, and last but not least, what will happen if you were to choose Futaba? Well, yeah, so that wasn't all peaches and cream, now was it? So it just goes to show that every choice has a consequence in real life. So just like in an RPG, a visual novel that features multiple outcomes, it should follow suit. Now, it just reminds me of when I was a kid and I was walking around my local shopping mall, and in the electronics boutique store, which became GameStop years later, they had a poster of Fable 1. Yeah, you remember Fable 1 when that came out? There was a poster that had a tagline that says, "Imagine living in a world where every choice that you make determines the life you live." And my brother and I would just stand there looking at this poster, tilting our heads, and just asking ourselves, that's just real life. It's like that's a tagline. It's like I get what they're trying to say. I get that they're trying to market their game that, you know, you live in this fantasy world and it's just like real life where all these choices matter and that everything's gonna change. But it's just that the way that they said it, as if like, oh man, that's never been possible before. Imagine where things change because of the choices you make. It's like, but that already happens. That already happens. I don't know. It was just funny. Even though this was a short video, it opens up a lot of possibilities of how you can write your visual novel. Because just like when we go out to eat, we like choices. We like choices a lot. Choices give us a lot of replay value. Gives us a lot of value of coming back, trying to try out the new things. Thank you guys so much for watching. We're going to have a lot more visual novel style videos coming up. And I also want to try, not necessarily doing Let's Plays, but I would like to record playing some visual novels I have on Steam. So this way we can see how other writers and how other developers make up their games. So this way we can learn by observing. I think that would be a nice idea to see all these different types of elements in play. Thank you guys again for watching, and I will see you in the next lesson.